My friends, Parshat Noach, this Shabbat's Torah portion, has many themes. God punishes the wicked by causing a giant flood. We read that the world was corrupt before God, and the land was filled with violence. All flesh had perverted its way on earth, a state of wickedness, violence, and corruption. The flood destroys all living creatures aside from Noah, his family, and the animals in their ark. The rain came upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. After several failed attempts, Noah again sends out a dove who does not return to the ark, whereupon Noah knew that the land had dried. Other themes in this week's biblical portion include Noah and his family repopulating the world, our first introduction to Abraham and Sarah, known as Avram and Sarai, and finally the building and construction of the Tower of Babel. Our Torah portion states that the whole world was of one language, a common speech, and a unified purpose, known as Dor HaFlaga. This generation of dispersion wanted to build a skyscraper, a tower that ascended the heavens. And this act greatly angered God, who dispersed all of humanity throughout the world. Perhaps in a more radical understanding of God's anger, their sin was that they held conformed views, and they all shared the very same views with each other. The need to strive for a more pluralistic society, where different members embrace different views, a free society with a multiplicity of opinions and perspectives. My friends, American Jews have agitated for more religious pluralism in Israel. American Jews cannot practice their pluralistic brands of Judaism freely in Israel. Worshippers in egalitarian prayer services at the Western Wall are routinely subjected to violent ultra-Orthodox attacks. Indeed, many Israelis disapprove of how their government handles religious issues. They too desire a more pluralistic religious society. They support Orthodox, Conservative, and Reform Judaism, enjoying equal status in Israel. And such controversies over Western Wall prayer rights and the lack of state-recognized religious pluralism in Israel have generated intense debate among leaders in Israel and American Jewry. Just this week, Israeli President Isaac Herzog, in his address to the Jewish Federations of North America General Assembly, cautioned that the two epic centers of Jewish life are now under threat of growing apart. We must strengthen our shared sense of peoplehood to enhance or deepen the links between Israel and the American Jewish community, remarked President Herzog, who promised to ensure that the Israeli people accept and respect every Jewish voice. The Tower of Babel, conformity was their blemish. The need to create a pluralistic society with a multiplicity of opinions and views. Shabbat Shalom.